Let's start with updated current Varka premium with a new set. Who gets a new set? Durin. Durin for sure. So, wins, Nobless, VV, and what's the new set called? Bounty of Nature. Serpent Spine, Sapwood, Fav, Lion's Roar. Okay. And if we compare this, and like I'm being a little bit generous for my assumptions here in terms of rotation length and buff uptime. In practice, it's probably like 3 or 4% lower, but I can be generous, you know. Anyways, let's take a look at just wins on Durin instead to see if we made any like major mistakes or if this does indeed look like what it should changes. Yeah, like I said, right? We're like 3 or 4% ahead because of slightly optimistic assumptions, and this is about 3 or 4% higher than what most other people were getting for Varka calcs. So this is making a lot of sense to me. That's cool. Right, so this divided by, it was like 104, 105 almost. Right, so it's like almost a 12% increase just from the set. Jesus, that's so much. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, dude. Yeah, this set is really good for the team. It's like too much. I don't think so. Because it's basically 40% damage for everything. But without the set, Varka is at around 150 damage percent. So it should be a 16% increase to his personal damage. Venti is at around 110. So it should be about around a 19% increase to his personal damage. And then Durin is at 80 without it. So it'll be about a 20% increase. But obviously we lose the stats from the win set. So overall on Durin, it should be a decrease of about 10%. And if you take all of that together, a 12-ish team-wide damage buff just sounds reasonable. That does sound like that's what it would do. Let us compare this to Nicole. So, first of all, let's figure out her burst. What's the trigger condition for the burst? Venti will proc the burst for one of the hits. Nicole on bounty, Durin on wins, Noblesse Durin. I don't think Noblesse will be better than wins. Noblesse won't be good uptime because you want to go Durin first. I really don't want to do TTDS here because TTDS Nicole means less VV uptime, and she actually does care about her attack, right? Like so I don't think TTDS will be better. Now, let's think about her ER requirements. So we don't have any info on her particle generation yet. No. 6 particles on skill, surely. I'll assume 4 for now, because I think that in 2026, they don't tend to release... They won't release a 5-star character that has less than 4. But I don't want to be overly optimistic. I'd rather be a little pessimistic before information is confirmed. So I'll assume 4. It could be 5. I doubt it's going to be 6. I don't think you want to have her catch the Durin particles. She does generate more than Bennett. So maybe Durin ER requirements are more achievable if you do that. And if you're going Fav Venti, it's also a bit better that way. Let's take a look at both, right? Nicole and Durin. First, we assume that Durin catches his own particles. None of them are catching particles from anyone else. Venti is... was it 3 on tap skill? Yeah. This is 4 on hold, 3 on tap. And then Varka is 6. Clear particles, we're assuming Fav Venti right now. That's not getting caught by these characters. Cost on Nicole is 60. On Durin is 70. Wait, I'm an idiot. Refund, 0. Was it 30? I forgot. It's 33, right? Oh yeah, we also have the refund from Venti, that's true. Is that real? There's no way. Durin does not feel like the ER requirements are that easy. Like, but I guess it's because it's like 0, 6, right? But even then, that seems wrong. I guess Bennett doesn't... well, no, Nicole's not on Fav. I guess this is with Fav Venti. Without Fav Venti, it's this. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I also don't have his skill crowned, which is actually a pretty big deal for the ER requirements when you have this much of a refund. Okay, that actually does make sense. So, with Fav Venti, you should be able to do funnel Durin particles into Nicole. Fuck, even without Fav Venti, that seems doable, yeah. 147? That's substat achievable for a character that only cares about one stat other than the main stat, for sure. Oh yeah, and we have the 2-piece as well. Okay, so we don't need an energy weapon. Was Flowing Purity damage percent or attack? I forgot. Weapons, Catalyst... it's damage bonus. Damn. Because those craftable weapons from Fontaine, some of them are damage percent, some of them are attack. I always forget which ones are which. So is there anything useful? Not really, right? Like literally nothing useful. Oathsworn Eye. I mean, that's just a substat though, right? Like the passive is useless. We don't care about the ER from it. No, Wine and Song isn't good, right? Wait. I guess R5 Wine and Song is a little bit more attack, right? That's so funny. I guess it's, yeah, Widsith, true. Just get the Widsith proc on attack and it's amazing. He's right. The event weapon. Oh yeah, the weapon from that one event. So true. Maybe you're talking about this one? Yeah, like, also when I guess it's gonna be what we default to, but it's not, like, useful, right? Like, the passive doesn't do anything. So it's just a stat stick, and, like, Flowing Purity has the same stats, right? She can't heal, doesn't matter. This weapon gives you 565 base attack and 27.6 attack percent with a passive that doesn't matter. This weapon gives you 565 base attack with 27.6 attack percent and a passive that doesn't matter. So, like, none of these matter. Eye of Perception, same thing. It's actually worse because if you build a lot of attack percent, you would rather have high base attack than low base attack, high substat. If like, for stuff like that. But yeah, like, it'll be Skyward Atlas if you have it, but I don't think I want to assume that. Is Royal Book 565 or 620? It's 565. So Royal is also just as good, aka, or just as bad, if you want to think about it that way. Why doesn't she need ER? In this team specifically, Venti's refund helps her directly, but also indirectly, because reducing Durin ER requirements allows you to battery Durin's particles into Nicole. So instead of... Wait, I actually didn't even fucking change it here. Oh my god, he's an idiot. Instead of getting 1.8 energy per, it's 3 per. I guess Oathsworn Eye is probably still noticeably better just because of Stygian. Watch her have 2 particles on skill just to fuck with everything I said. Alright, let's assume Oathsworn. But just know, like, we're assuming Oathsworn here. If you don't have it, it's probably fine. It probably won't matter too much. Like, if you miss the event, you can just use the craftable and it's fine. Wait, she doesn't need ER. In this team, her ER requirements are kind of just solved by what the rest of the team is doing. We're gonna assume she has the highest base attack in the game because I think that's just very reasonable. Because most of your base attack comes from your weapon anyways. What are we assuming for talent level 10? I'll use talent level 10 for this, just like I use talent level 10 for Bennett usually. Wow, this character sucks. Like, technically that's an upgrade, but like... Wait, no, because her animations are longer than Bennett. I mean, technically, that's still an upgrade. We got 9 DPS, chat. We got 9 DPS. Let's go. 9 DPS. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. This can't be right. This can't be right. This can't be right. This can't be... Oh, no. Okay. Dude, there's no way. There's no fucking way, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Bennett is a great unit, so, like, being as good as Bennett is nice, but, like, Varka needs that, you know? Like, Varka needs more than that. I guess the 1 extra second does mean 1 extra hit from Durin. I should include that. Okay. Honestly, we might be able to get away without Fav on Venti. We probably can get away without Fav on Venti. Alright, so if we assume, like, Stringless Venti, we look at, ER Sands, maybe? Let's lie to ourselves and pretend like someone said the numbers are on level... I'm aware that the numbers from the leaks are level 1. I adjusted them for assumptions of what they would be at level 10 or 9. Okay, let's lie to ourselves and assume you won't need ER Sands. Sure, why not? We get the damage percent. We get the EM. Okay. Isn't it the same for Bennett team? I'm assuming that Nicole has better particle generation than Bennett because unless you're using multiple E's per rotation on Bennett, which is kind of a Shangling exclusive, you forgot the extra 100 motion value for Hex and Nicole passive. Did I miss a whole page of her kit? Or what? You left it at 0 on the sheet? What? No, I didn't. It's here. Oh, wait, no, you guys are right. I'm an idiot. Cooked. I actually got... It wasn't rage bait. It wasn't rage bait. I'm actually just... I got caught. Okay, my bad. You're right. Okay, I actually feel bad. I'm sorry. What an asshole. You're right. What was wrong? I just forgot to include the actual damage at the end. I had the effective attack, the motion value, but I forgot to fucking paste this formula down. Okay, we can take a look at Nobless Durin now. Nobless 2-piece. 127.8 instead of 128. So no, it's worse. But it's the same. Like, whatever. If you have good Nobless, you can use that. Venti base attack is wrong for Stringless. You are right. Stringless is fake anyways, though. Like, you're not using Stringless in this team. But that's true, I suppose. So is Nicole better than Varka's Sig? No, she's not. At least not in premium, assuming you have everything else. But it's very possible that for like non-premium stuff, there is a certain threshold at which getting Nicole is better than getting the Sig. Yeah, we can take a look at how good the C1 is, sure. What if DPS Venti is now as good as Varka because you can run Fischl, Durin, Nicole, Venti? Don't. Stop that. Stop that. I don't even know if you'd want to run Fischl. I think you'd run Farazon instead. Because you get even more animal motion value from Nicole on your Venti. So buffing the fuck out of your stats seems really useful, actually. Yeah, and Farazon also gets a pretty big amount of stats. Might make her damage actually matter. Anyways, so motion value Nicole. Okay, and that should have added. Okay, I forgot a comma somewhere. There it is. Or a percentage. There it is. Okay. This makes okay. My bad. Right, I forgot the damage Nicole again. You're right. Caught? Okay, there we go. That is a little bit worse than the Durin version. Alright, so Bennett will not be part of Varka Premium anymore, it seems. Actually, wait, what the fuck did I do here? Okay, that's better. The 143 is Nicole C1. This is don't look at this one. I think you messed up Stringless damage percent. Oh yeah, that's 48. Oopsie. What if you removed Varka for Nicole? True. The increase from the new set is bigger than the increase from Nicole, which is kind of crazy. Is Nicole burst even worth using? I mean, it's not that it does less than 10. Like, without the burst at all, you have to remove these things, these things, and these things. I guess it's only 13k. Wouldn't rotation time be 19 with Nicole burst? This is the Bennett version, not the Durin version. Is 17 or 16 second rotation possible? No. Yes. Wait, it actually is. Because Durin was the problem for longer rotations, right? So you should be able to do a 16-second rotation if you skip Nicole burst. That's a tiny little bit better than using the burst, but it's basically the same. Yeah, shorter rotations have more room for error, though. Like, it's easier to fuck up shorter rotations. So in practice, people will probably perform better with the burst. Yeah, we can take a look at Prune now. So let's get this one. The biggest problem is we still don't know the attack frequency for Prune's burst. So we'll have to assume for it. What's her, she's a catalyst, right? So Flip assumed 7 hammers. So was that doesn't make sense. That sounds unreasonable, I think. Unless you're including the hammer from the skill. I would assume 6. Oh, unless you mean at C6. At C6 I could see 7, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, what set is she? VV? TDDS? Okay, how cooked are the ER requirements without Venti? Shit, that's a lot. Okay. That's pretty bad, huh? What the actual fuck? Yeah. Because the more flat energy you get, the larger the gains from getting more flat energy. Because in order for this 22 energy to generate 70 energy with ER, you need 315 ER. It's not happening. Durin refunds his own energy, right? So you only need to generate 37 instead. With Venti, you only need to generate 22. And you already generate 22 with 0 ER, right? The lower your total burst cost, the more impactful a flat refund is. And because Durin has a flat refund in his kit already, it's effectively saying that his initial cost is 37, not 70. So the 15 from Venti is a massive deal for him. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to catch his own particles now, which means we don't get to catch the particles on Nicole, which means her ER requirements go up by like 30%. This is probably Oathsworn plus ER Sands, or Fav with attack Sands. If we do Fav with attack Sands, we also reduce Venti or Durin ER requirements at an amount that's reasonable to get with just substats. So that's probably just what we do here. Fav Nicole. Or it's a Nicole skip the burst angle. But that doesn't help in this team because Durin cooldown is too long to let you do those shorter rotations anyways. And yeah, Prune too, right? You'll also need to build crit on Nicole, so less attack subs. That's fair, I guess. But you don't need to get ER subs, so it's not really that bad. Man, whatever. That's fine. Oh wait, also I just realized for this team, I should check Pyro Goblet. Because we get a lot of attack. Yeah, Pyro Goblet is not noticeably better here. Okay. What about this one? Wait, did I even remove it properly? Or am I stupid? No, I did. Okay. Okay, and this one it's worse. That lines up, right? Pyro and attack are fairly interchangeable in this team. But if you go Bennett and Nicole, then Pyro Goblet is a lot better. Pyro Goblet loses value with Nicole's coordinated hits. Yeah, but the coordinated hits are not a very large portion of your team DPS. And also, in the Bennett-Nicole team, you can just skip Nicole burst, which is what this rotation is doing. Okay, what do I want to... Alright, I need to put Prune... I guess we'll start with C0. I close the Prune tab here. I'll have to go find it again. There it is. Well, again, we'll have to make assumptions for base attack. For Prune, I think we will assume... I don't even know, actually. How much base attack did Yoda have? 223. Yeonsan was 257. Lanyan was 251. Maybe we'll just assume 250. 250. TTDS is 401. Attack percent. Are we building full attack? No. We need ER. ER attack, probably. Okay, motion value. And this is where the big assumptions need to be made. So we're going to assume, first we're going to assume you do the full, like, 2 hits. So 167.4 plus 204.6 times 1.7. No, the first hit is Animo. Then we have the burst. It's 97 initial plus 97.7. And then how many hits are we assuming from the burst? I feel like it's reasonable to assume once every 1.5 seconds. So we get... You took the wrong Nicole attack again. Did I? Yeah, I did. Thank you. This is C6. I'm looking at C0 first. 70.4. And if it hits every 1.5 seconds, we'll get 8-ish hits. And let's assume that it applies Animo every other hit. So you'll get 4 elemental or 4 swirls, which are going to be what triggers this talent. Plus 150% times 4. Okay. And that's it for C0. So damage Pyro, damage Animo, damage Nicole. Nicole gets 1 hit here, and then plus 187 here. Calice de tabarnak. And this team does not have Venti animation, so it's 18 seconds. I should have a percentage of premium with Venti here. So percentage of premium. So this is C0 Prune at 92%. Okay. Let's take a look at C6. So we should be able to reduce energy requirements by a good amount here. She increases her own attack, probably averages around 30% from the C2. The hammer gets an extra hit from the C4, plus 80% times 5. We also have the talent levels. So talent levels, talent levels, talent levels. What's the ratio between usual talent level 1 and 12? Any knowers? Is it just times 2? It's just times 2. Damn. Okay. It's literally just times 2 exactly. Alright, bet. That's simple. Times 2 on all of these. Okay. And then finally, we have the duration increase, which is going to give us probably an extra 3 hits, including 2 hammer hits. So this will be 6. This will be... I won't say it. And we get plus 3 on this, so 11. That should be it for duration. And then we get the extra plus 350 flat attack on everyone. And Durin... Yeah, it does get it, but not... it's pretty much full attack. Okay, interesting. You know, her damage on TTDS is higher than Venti's on Fab. That's kind of funny. Again, right, I'm making some pretty big assumptions here because we still don't know how often it hits. I'm assuming it hits every 1.5 seconds. No AC1 is enough for a 70 ult cost? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's not. We don't know how many particles she generates yet, so... Yeah. Nicole burst damage on Prune is level 12. No, I did 187 directly. I didn't multiply it. It's still 187. Pyro Goblet. I doubt that'll be better because her motion value is split basically 50-50 and she gets extra benefits from the attack. Can we see crit circlet on Prune? Oh wait, I think I actually gave her a crit circlet by accident and an attack circlet. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Okay. And I also, okay, my bad. Caught. Okay, this was wrong. GG. Caught. She had 2 circlets. Yeah, that means this one as well, right? It's not even that big of a difference, but yeah. Okay, I mean, that is actually... Well, I don't know, man. Yeah, I did account for the mistranslation. The 65% attack is only on her. 118 seconds might be optimistic. Maybe. Yeah. Can you try calcing Prune Varka teams of other elements? I mean, it'll be the same ratio as it was for the other Varka teams. Like, it's... What set is Nicole on? She's on the new set. This is, looking alright, honestly. But, like, I don't know, man. Are you disappointed? No. I would say, okay, I think Nicole is kind of fraudulent. However, I don't really care because the set bonus is really good. The new set is really good, which is actually good. The fact that, like, more than half of the buff from the Nicole patch is the set bonus means that you don't need to get Nicole for your Varka to get better, which is fucking nice. It's really good, actually. Because it's also something that doesn't only buff Pyro Varka. It buffs Varka's teams across the board, right? I was worried that Nicole would just increase the gap between Pyro Varka and the other Varka teams way too much. And, like, it does increase it. At the end of the day, Nicole is still going to be better than Bennett, right? By, like, 10%. And the Pyro teams are already better than the non-Pyro teams. So the gap between Premium Pyro is just getting bigger. But, like, the gap would be so much worse if the power of Nicole was in Nicole herself entirely instead of split 50-50 between Nicole and the new set. Yeah. What about Razor? Yeah, we could take a look at Razor, I guess, because, like, you already can use the Onson in Razor teams, but I'm kind of too lazy. Is there a world where Nicole decreases Varka's skill cooldown timer since her attacks count as his own? Probably not. I think they're named in the passive. I guess it specifically be an attack called what its name is. There's no way Nicole Sucrose and Mavuika upscale for melt. I mean, it depends on how much you hate yourself, because like Sucrose isn't actually that far behind the Onson if you do the Sucrose cryo infusion and use it to get extra melts. But like, I don't think that's something you can do until your hatred for yourself and your desire for pain reach an incredibly high level, right? So like, yeah. So nothing reaches 150. Nothing I've looked at so far. Who runs a new set without Nicole? Durin, usually. Yeah, the 129k is just the default one. Is it worth it to pull for Nicole then? Maybe not. I think it really depends on what your account looks like. If you don't hate women, calc Molani. I'll calc Molani. I'm like trying to internalize the new knowledge. Would 150k even be good DPS now that Linnea exists? I mean, it's weird, right? Because like, they didn't really release like supports post Mavuika that like had similar, I don't know, landscapes, I guess. I don't know, man. What happens if we switch Durin for Bennett? If you switch Durin for Bennett, you can do shorter rotations, but your attack buffs are very redundant at that point, so Durin is a little bit worse, even with slightly shorter rotations. But it's pretty close. Like, Durin is not worth a pull. Like, Durin is like a 1.5 substat improvement in terms of DPS. What if you replace VV on Prune with Nobless? It's not worth it. VV is good. Even if the shred is redundant with Durin, VV is just too good of a set. Should we look at someone else next, other than Varka? I don't know if I want to look at Varesa, because I feel like it's not going to be all that meaningful for Varesa, because she kind of struggles to slot in two Hexerai. The slot you're competing with when you're playing Nicole is the Chevaleur's slot, and Chevaleur's is very good. So I'd prefer to look at characters where the slot you're competing with is less powerful. Arlecchino. In Arlecchino Overload, what slot are you competing with? I think it's still Chevaleur's, no? Or maybe you just don't bring Durin. Maybe you're competing with Durin / Bennett, whichever one you're using, right? But Fischl can already snapshot the Bennett buff, so Nicole shouldn't be better. You know, one thing I actually didn't take into account here is a lot of people have Aquila, and a lot of free-to-play players will be like, well, I would consider getting Nicole, but I would not consider getting Nicole and her Sig. But a lot of those players already have Aquila, right? And when I was doing Bennett stuff, I was assuming Sapwood, not Aquila, right? The difference is smaller with Aquila. It just feels so weird. Wouldn't Nicole compete with the Onson and Varesa teams? Varesa without a second Electro is miserable. You could use Fischl. I mean, you don't want to use Fischl. If you have to also add in Fischl if you want to use Nicole, then what the fuck was the point of replacing Onson because you don't want to replace Chevaleur's? Like, what? You're gonna have to replace Chevaleur's now? Like, what, huh? Chevy C1 for energy? Surely that's enough. Klugi. I really don't know what sort of Varesa team you'd want to make. But, like, the new set is really fucking good. So being able to use the new set might make up for whatever other issues. DPS Durin? I mean, yeah, you can always do that. I was asked to look at Mona carry, so I'm gonna look at that. Yeah, because Nicole has a shield, right? Like, one of the biggest issues with Mona carry is that it's a fake ass it's a fake ass team because Mona part attack lol W, right? But maybe it's real now. Who knows? Anyway, so we're gonna look at Mona, Nicole, Bennett. No, not Bennett. Durin. We need off-field Pyro. It's either Durin or like Mavuika. It's probably just Durin. And Animo. Don't know what the best Animo would be. We could look at Prune, but I think I'll just assume Sucrose because Sucrose doesn't need cons. So Mona would be on Fav. And it's really funny because like Mona carry needs Fav. It's hilarious. Like Mona carry is unplayable without Fav. Because like you need to burst, right? Like you need to burst. And Fav solves your ER requirements by itself. With every other weapon, you have to build ER sands and also get like 25% ER on every single piece. So it's just impossible. Not sure yet. Haven't looked at any of that. Wins! Nicole probably doesn't need Fav in this team. Are we going? We're not going TTDS. We're going TTDS Sucrose, probably. With VV. Durin. There's probably a setup that allows you to reliably swirl Hydro while still getting the off-field Pyro. Dude, this rotation, when you like write it down, is gonna be so funny. It's it's gonna be like Mona E, Nicole EQ, Durin EQ, Sucrose E, Mona Q, C, 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 and that's it. Like, and 1 C and 2 C? No. C. C, new meme. True. But yeah, so Durin probably just goes on any sort of damage weapon. We can do Lion's Roar. Lion's Roar is probably not even good, though, because you probably don't have good uptime on it. Let's do Wolf Fang. Jump. You can jump, but I don't think it even matters, because Durin application isn't that fast. So, if you do your charge attack too fast, you're gonna stop vaping them. Which is so funny. Anyways, Durin is probably on wins as well. Nicole on bounty. I guess we just go Outsworn for now. Damage? That doesn't make any... No, it does. Okay. Alright. Well, that's not bad. Okay, let's double check some alternatives for artifact sets. Or not for artifact sets, sorry, for main stats. Flat attack, 46.6. This is lower. Elemental Mastery, 187. This is also lower. So Hydro damage is still the best. That's crazy. Even with all this damage percent. Interesting. Okay. And then Durin is... Then the Pyro. Do you shred Pyro even? Not really, right? Nah. And like Nicole maybe will have on 3 damage per rotation or 3 DPS. And Sucrose on 2 DPS. I think that's probably good enough. Let's compare that to Nobless Durin. It's the same. Who cares? Alright. Is C0 Lohan better than C6 Mona? Wait a second. I think I did have the C0 Lohan team higher than that. Yeah, I did. Please calc new set Molani. I mean, new set Molani is just going to be like 10 to 15% ahead of current Molani, which is a pretty big buff, actually. So that's pretty good for her. Yeah, I guess we can take a look at the Varesa team, right? So, Varesa, Eonson, C6, Chevreuse, C6, Durin as our baseline here. Varesa, dude, are we really looking at Widsith? I guess. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if Widsith or Flowing Purity is better for Varesa. I'm really fucking glad I have Lost Prayers, is all I'm gonna say. No. Fav, Lions, Roar, Scroll, Noblesse wins. And when I say Noblesse, I don't actually mean Noblesse. Like, this is Song of Days Past, but I'm too lazy to calc Song of Days Past because it adds like 83 lines, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna assume it's Noblesse, and yeah, it's fine. Fuck Winston, bro. My Varesa goes from 139k to 121k with the M buff. That seems wrong. Maybe it's not wrong. Maybe this team was more loaded into Durin damage than I remembered it to be. Because this is like 2k, 1k probably. Yeonsun does more than 2k. Fine, we'll give her 3k. Maybe I should actually go check the old calc. Fine, I'll go check the old calc. Oh, never mind, I found it. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't remember Yeonsun. Okay, don't say it. I didn't remember Yeonsun and Chevreuse doing this much damage in this team, but I guess it makes sense. Time. What the fuck? I guess that's from before we knew... that's a win set, right? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Where did the attack percent go? Because that's a lot less. Why is it a lot less? Did I add an accidental extra 20 attack percent? Oh, no, it's just because I forgot the substats. I forgot the attack substats. Okay, and it's basically the same now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess this is like 5,500, 2,500. All right, and then let's get back to Durin. Total... I guess Lion's Roar is quite a bit worse than Wolf Fang. We're getting 120. The other calc was assuming Wolf Fang. Yeah, whatever. We can compare this shit to Nicole here. So Nicole on whatever this shit is called. Bounty. What weapon though? Do we need 5 in this team? Probably. Yeah. Honestly, personal damage is probably basically the same, right? Did I include everything here? I don't know if I did. So it might be a Varesa buff then. Sub bonus, I did include that, yeah. But I guess rotation will be longer, right? So it might not be an actual buff. Oh yeah, you're right. The 150 is only for Hexarite characters. That's true. I forgot. Oh, I forgot to add it anyways. Classic. Bro, how many times have I forgotten to add this shit, man? I add the rose for it and then I just forget. that's a little embarrassing. But yeah. Runners don't burst with Nicole at this point. I mean, yeah, you probably could. Right, like if you just remove this and go to 18 seconds. But it's probably, I don't know how long her burst animation is. Depending on how long the burst animation, her burst might be DPS negative in this team. So it's an upgrade for non-C6 voice hovers? It seems like it is, yeah. How much hull damage are you getting from quills? I didn't separate it. I didn't give it a row for itself, so I'm not entirely sure. But not that much. Have you updated the Durin shred? Yeah. When I updated Chivalrous shred, I updated to Durin with Hexerai. But, it does seem like she'll be at the very least a viable option here. A good part of that, though, is just that this new set is really fucking good. And you can't activate the new set with only Durin. And if you're gonna force a character into this, it's probably best to force Nicole over trying to force Fischl. Because Fischl's not that great in these teams. Do you think skip burst plus CDS every other rotation could be good? It's a consideration, I guess. Anyways, chat.
Deuce on the loose! Deuce on the loose!
Deuce on the loose!